so welcome back to Lex Reads. So in today's video, we're actually going to be talking about poetry. Now this genre I don't really fool with because first of all, I only have a handful. Second of all, when it comes to poetry, I feel like I can't, I don't understand it. And then it like goes over my head. And because I don't understand it, I get defeated. And then I'm like, I just move on. Or sometimes I'll read it and I'm like, I don't understand what this is. And I'll look up like, like a critical analysis of it. It'll be something so simple. And I'm like, why didn't I not get that? I still want to give poetry a try. And I dabble a little bit, here and there. I would say so far, my favorite poets is obviously Langston Hughes and Paul Laurence Dunbar. I think Paul Laurence might be first, then Langston Hughes. But y'all know when I'm trying to learn, a certain genre or trying to get into a certain genre, anthologies are like my babies. And I have a couple that when I started to, kind of scratch that itch, I went to anthologies. So I want to share some with you. Of course, I want to share the anthologies with you and then some, poetry books that I have gotten. So yeah, let's just get started. Okay, so the first anthology that I picked up is The Black Poets. This is edited by Dudley Randall. Now this has Francis E. Harper, has Paul Laurence Dunbar, Claude McKay, Langston Hughes. And then they also have poets that are like not really well known, like Maria Evans. I really like her. What else? Lucille Clifton, she's like known but kind of unknown a little bit. She get a little bit of shine. And then another anthology that I picked up is actually the Dover Thrift Editions. I told you guys about these editions. I have so many because first of all, they're dirt cheap. I get them from Amazon. These editions, they range from like $5 to $10, okay? And this one I wanted to get because it's from 1773 to 1927. The fact that they had literature all the way back from the 1700s, I was like, oh my goodness, I have to get it. So let's see. Of course, Phyllis Wheatley. Y'all know they gotta have Phyllis Wheatley. Now, one person I did not know, George Moses Horton, did not know him. James Monroe Whitfield, also another person I did not know, and they're from the 1700s. Excuse my voice, you guys. I think I'm coming down with something again. Just got back from Virginia and it was like 50 degrees and Michigan's 30, so y'all pray for me. Then obviously they have some well-known people like James Weldon Johnson, Paul Laurence Dunbar, Langston Hughes, things like that. Next is the premiere book of Major Poets. So this, again, some of these have the same, poets, but this one, it doesn't just have Black poets. You have Emily Dickinson, T.S. Eliot, who else? Chaucer, which I can't understand him to save my life. Walt Whitman. When I did see other poets that weren't Black, I was like, well, let me try, let me get a white to try. So yeah. Then the last anthology I have is American Negro Poetry. I was really excited about this because it was edited by Honor Bottom. He's known, during the Harlem Renaissance. And this actually, I think, was published in 1940s. And this has 171 poems. No, this actually was published in the 60s, not 40s. Of course, they have authors from, Harlem Renaissance, but they also have people that are not from Harlem Renaissance. Like, for example, I did not know that Richard Wright, he wrote poetry. I just thought he did novels, but did not know that. Flint Johnson, he's another person no one really knows. Ann Spencer, Georgia Douglas Johnson, she's really good. So yeah, I love this. And next I have a collection of writings and poetry by Countee Cullen. This is My Soul's High Song. Now he is I was gonna say bootleg version of Langston Hughes, but Langston's number one, he's number two, and he's during the Harlem Renaissance, and he didn't like that because he was always second to Langston. But it's like, I'm sorry, bro, like nobody can write poetry like Langston Hughes. I mean, his stuff is kind of good. I liked his novel. He only had one novel called One Way to Heaven. That was one reason why I got it, because it is hard to get that novel. Of course, had to have my Paul Laurence Dunbar. This is selected poems. Also, it's in the Penguin Classic Edition. You guys know that is my favorite editions. I would say My favorite by him, I love Melindy Sings, but I love A Negro Love Song. And I love the way, what's her name? Maya Angelou reads it. Fantastic. I mean, you know, Maya Angelou. Then I have A Rock Against the Wind. This is African American poetry and letters of love and passion. The reason why I got it, it was a forward by Ruby Dee, the actress, and I love Ruby Dee. So this has Jackson, of course, Problem with Sunbar. It has, does it have Ishmael Reed on here? I think it's Ishmael Reed, Rita Dove, Pearl Cleage, Maya Angelou, Sonia Sanchez. So yeah, they got some heavy hitters. Next, I wanted to get a collection of Nikki Giovanni. After I was reading some of the anthologies, I was like, you know what, I kind of like her. So this collection is from 1968 through 1998. So all her poems through that span of you know, those years, and it's really good. Like I said, I like Nikki Giovanni. She do make you think, okay? And a lot of times when I do read her poetry, or when I read anybody's poetry, I do have to like look it up to see. I do have to look it up to see like what it actually is about, but I like her poetry a lot. Next is Sonia Sanchez. This is collective poems, and this came out, I want to say recently. I got this from Barnes & Noble, I remember. Yeah, this came out in 2021. So I don't think, it's not obviously all her poems. It's not obviously all her poems, but it's a good amount of them. So I wanted to give her a try after I started researching the, what is it called? The Black Arts Movement. I think I did a video for Vlogmas last year talking about that movement, and she is like, they called her the mother of Black Arts Movement. So I wanted to, you know, read a little bit of her poetry. So far, I mean, I do like it, but she's not one that I gravitate towards. But I mean, it's Sonia Sanchez, Maya Angelou, of course. Now, you know what? I have this collection, and this is okay. Y'all know I don't really like mass market paperbacks, but since, you know, it's not like a full-length novel, I can kind of take this. But I do want to get, there is a collection, I think, of all her poems, and I want to get that. I think I saw that at Barnes & Noble a couple of months ago. And then lastly, I have Vulnerable AF poems by Tank, the singer slash, you know, slam poet. I really like her. I like her music too. I like that song with her and Big Frida. That is my tune. But I wanted to get this. This was available at Walmart like 2 years ago. After I saw her Tiny Desk, I was like, oh, I'm getting this. I have to. And I like it a lot because I like her style. She's so like different, and then she can blow. So I love the cover. Isn't that cover pretty? So yeah, guys, that's all I have when it comes to poetry. Again, I am so sorry about my voice. I'm like, not this again. Oh my gosh. I didn't sound like this morning, okay? I just got back from Virginia at like 7 in the morning, and I noticed on Friday, after Thanksgiving, I'm like, my throat started to hurt. And then it was hurting really, like burning, and it kind of tinkered off on Saturday, and I start getting a little bit of a cold. But I've been kind of nipping in the bud. But girl, y'all know how in October my voice, I was sounding like Blue from Temptations, and this is happening. So I'm gonna have to rest my voice, drink a lot of liquids, and go from there. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you, and I'll be back with more Black Books. Bye.